Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. In today's episode, we're going to be taking our own little look at the thing that happened in London the other day. Dubbed the Bore the Nation, it's the King's Coronation. We'll see some slick manoeuvres. Then there'll be some musical numbers. And we'll play Spot Paul McCartney's dad.
Serve the nation in armed forces.
If you haven't already, then please do treat the subscribe button to a little slap and tickle, and make friends with that like button. Righty-ho, my beautiful subscribers and honoured members of the Lawd Lukan Manor, which, incidentally, you can join and get access to exclusive content, special little picture-y things, and lots of love for supporting the channel, for a bargain price of 99p a month. Righty then, fasten your seatbelts extenders, enable your splash guards, we're going in. So they started the day with a whole bunch of people no one knows turning up, and they had hats and very nice brooches. And to make sure everything looked suitably diverse, they even chucked in some people from Arab-y type places and Africa-y sort of type, places. Excuse me, sir, you've been chosen for a random search, totally random. And there was also a Turkish couple. We know that because of old Gary from Turkey here has a fez on. I have a suspicion that Gary isn't actually very Turkish, but having seen that he's wearing a fez, I'm totally now convinced. Then more people arrive via a lovely bit of conservatory they've chucked up. Hang on a second, someone get the firing squad. The Duke of Worcestershire sauce is walking on the wrong side. Right, everybody out, start again. Peasants. And while they're all walking along, these two stop. Oh, love your dress. Oh, yeah, thanks, nice one. Yeah, I chose it especially. Can you imagine these people have been sitting here for 2 hours at this point? Blimey, you'd be reaching for a double dip of the old hemorrhoid cream after this lot, wouldn't you? And you just have to sit there looking at Lord and Lady Couldn't Care Less, poncing about on their way in. Hope there's decent Wi-Fi in that church. And this guy even turned up with the two of his bottom bitches on his arm. That, of course, is Lord Daddy PIMP, ready to deliver a swift dosage of facial spanking if needed. And here we have Derek and Donna. He's like, bloody hell, love, you've had to wear that dress, didn't you? Come on, hurry up. And behind him is Lord Teddington of Slappy Bottom and his boyfriend Anthony. Still got the spurs from last night, I see. And ooh, look, lovely shot of the gift shop. Delightful. And poor old great-great-granddad Albert from Slough, he managed to step in something left behind by the police dogs on the way in, and subtly tries to scrape it off. Yeah, good job, Bertie. Even had a little bit of applause at the end there. The old pooper scraper manoeuvre, always a crowd pleaser. Back inside, and the singer decided to bust out one of her signature 5-minute notes. Bloody hellfire, love, take a breath. And when she's finished with all that palaver, they all clap. Hang on a second, is anybody actually clapping? Nope. Well, then this lot turn up, and Lady Green from Clueless gets a bit spooked by the floor. But luckily, Brigadier Ramsbottom from the 14th Gherkin and Hold the Mayo is on hand to guide her back into place. Good job, Ramsbottom. And here's Lady Pinking Shears with a delightful pair of underpants on her head. Look at these terrible seats. And this woman, sat on her own behind the pillar. Yeah, nice one, cheers, yeah, you really liked me putting me here, didn't you? Wish I didn't even bother with a view like this. And here's Count Your Blessings, and he knows he left a roll of red electrical tape somewhere. Oh, bloody hell, Mr. Umbrella. And all the unpopular people turn up in bulletproof cars for their own safety, led by this man. Oh dear, better look up the grandkids. It's dodgy Uncle Andy. And imagine being these people, being told, yeah, you're turning up with Uncle Fester, the child molester. The child molester. And shh, don't mention anything about all that money we had to pay to shut that person up. Ooh, and blimey, it's Harry. And you know you're in the bad books when even dodgy Uncle Anthony doesn't want to be seen with you in case you tarnish his reputation. Look at him making a determined move to the side. Then it's a competition to see who can get anyone to acknowledge their existence on the way in. Harry gets a slight side nod from Cardinal Sin, and dodgy Uncle Andy gives a nod to the unknown soldier who's been dead for about 100 years. But he probably still ignored him too. It's very telling, isn't it? You can do all that stuff on that island with that guy who may or may not have unalived himself, and that's fine, totally fine, yes, but you get to take a wee stroll and have a laugh with Baron Broadbritches. But you write a book about some stuff and, oh no, you gotta walk alone, young man. Nah, and there's another baldy brother royal person, I don't know, the Prince of Parachutes. And here we have Chuck himself rocking up in the old pimpmobile. And oh dear, they've overshot the entrance. Now they've got to try and find reverse on that horse. And dodgy Uncle Andy is staring at us. Creepy. But Princess Parachute has found some sort of eye bogies to study while she waits for the next bit. And the music kicks off. And this guy walks in. He's come for a game of pool, brought his cue and everything. But before the king is allowed to come in, these people take the catwalk, including Nick the Greek from the car lot, here to sell a couple of used motors. Ah, and there's the missus, just sorting out the straps on her backpack before she goes in. Oh, yeah, there we go. Good job. Lovely. So the entourage arrived, and you see these people, they're supposed to beat you up if you try and get a bit over-enthusiastic, but I'm not too worried. Yeah, I kind of fancy my chances. So Chucky arrives and it's his turn to strut his stuff on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. And as he does, everyone gives a little curtsy. Even this one. Whoops. Maybe shouldn't have hammered the sherry before you came out. But everyone's a bit bored of all this walking by now, so let's fast forward a bit. Then came this bit of singing. Well, most people actually heard this. But what was actually sung was this. Which means long live Camilla, but I preferred the first version. Why not celebrate the royal tunnel of love? So then Chucky says something to a kid that showed up out of nowhere. And said something about, I don't know, children and stuff. Then there's an awkward silence about coming and service, or I don't know, something.
I come not to be served, but to serve.
And that gets the priest a bit nervous. In the meantime, this guy does a bit of singing. And then a bit of eyebrow singing. Then they all chant. But if you stick a bleep in it, it's much more amusing. And some more trumpets do some more trumpeting stuff. Then there's a bunch of questions, but good old Reverend Autocue is on hand to help him remember all those tricky lines.
I will.
And more singing.
Would you capture it or just let it slip? Yo.
Then this guy says some stuff.
Reading from the Epistle to the Colossians.
But no one cares, so they do more singing.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your robes. I am getting so hot, I will take my robe off.
Then a book turns up and everybody's really pleased about it. And these people do more singing. Oh, and Paul McCartney's dad turned up here looking really pleased to be there. Yeah. And now it's time for a bit of magic. So they bring up this special magic-y screen. And Chuck takes off his clothes. Well, didn't realise it'd be that kind of show. But Chuck goes off behind the screen to get a good oiling from the priests. Well, that's their version of events. And then when they take the screens back, they reveal a lovely young lady in a sparkly outfit. No, okay, it's not a sparkly young girl, but I bet someone was hoping it would be. So Chuck takes a seat in this rickety old thing. You'd think they'd make a new one, really, wouldn't you? It's got a load of graffiti all over it. Oh yeah, and it's got this stony thing in the bottom that they nicked off of Scotland, which made them all angry and stuff. So Chuck gets a load of presents that he's not allowed to hold for more than 30 seconds. And a Michael Jackson glove. You wouldn't have thought the church would want to invite that comparison, would you? But then he gets a couple of sticks, because every man loves a good stick or two, you know? And they stick the crown on his head. Yeah, that fits well. And then his son comes over to do a bit of symbolic stuff. But if you listen closely, you can hear what he says. Hurry up and die, it's my turn next.
I now invite those who wish to offer their support to do so.
Nah, I'm alright, thanks.
May the king live forever.
Well, that's a bit ambitious. And then it was time for the drag act. And lucky enough, she doesn't take her clothes off, but she does get her own crown to knob about in, which fits really well too. More singing, and the priest talks to the artifacts for a bit.
A perpetual memory of that is precious death.
But the priest was feeling a bit left out after everyone else got a cool new hat, so he gave himself one too. And there's more bloody singing. And the orchestra breaks one off upstairs. And oh my god, more singing. Oh my god, the singing. Then Chuck's back, having had more costume changes than Lady Gaga, but he's had enough now, so he heads outside for a quick smoke. Bloody hell, those bells, what a racket. So Charles and his husband get in the Pimpmobile, and everyone is really thankful that all the singing is over. And there they go, off to play a game of Hide the Scepter with the footman. And that's about it, really. There was a load of singing that is copyrighted, so I'm not going to play that. And some planes flew by, gassing the peasants. Oh, and the horse from earlier that managed to find reverse got stuck in it and accidentally did a lap dance on the crowd. But, you know, they were just peasants, so, you know, no one really cared about that. Well then, my wonderful people, thank you for joining me for such a lovely tour of recent events. You never know, maybe we'll do it again sometime soon. But until then, you beautiful people, stay beautiful. Love to my three. You take care of yourself.